Welcome to another author interview. Today, we have a very interesting topic. We will be discussing a book by Professor Ahmed Banafa, Transformative AI, Responsible, Transparent, and Trustworthy AI Systems. Professor, welcome and thank you for joining me.
Thank you so much for the invitation.
So, can you share a bit about your background in the field of AI and what inspired you to write Transformative AI?
Well, I mean, we're living in the revolution of AI. This is the second year of people talking about the AI and using the AI and seeing the impact of AI. My focus of research at the university and also in my articles and books focus on four areas, which is the Internet of Things, blockchain, cybersecurity, and artificial intelligence. And I wrote a book for all of them in all those areas. Now the last one I was looking at it is the artificial intelligence, and it's pure coincidence that we have this wave of AI applications and AI tools. We talk about it. Beside my PhD is actually in artificial intelligence, so that's been one of the driving force for me to write this book. And there's another book also coming in in next year, talking about the application of the artificial intelligence. But I think the AI is changing a lot, and talking about it as a current and a hot trend is makes sense to publish this book.
Mhm. And what motivated you to focus on the themes of responsibility, transparency, and trustworthiness in AI systems?
The Any technology has the good and the bad side of it, has the dark side and have the good side of the technology. And when we talk about AI, you can see a lot of applications, and those applications are really not helping. For example, the AI can be used for misinformation, can used for creating deepfake videos and deceiving people. There was a famous incident that's happened in Hong Kong where somebody has deepfake videos of the chief operating officer of a company and deepfake of other officers and convince somebody to transfer $25 million. And this is all of it's fake. There's nothing. They just have the script and they talk as if, and the voice is the same. So they use artificial intelligence to get the $25 million transfer. And the poor accountant, they didn't know about it, or the financial advisor didn't know about it until he received a text message from the real chief operating officer in UK asking him about something. So that's an example. Also, the fake or fabricated call by President Biden in New Hampshire primary, where they receive a call and it was not him. Now the FCC is making it illegal to make those artificial intelligence calls with, it's completely illegal. So when we talk about responsible AI, we're talking about making sure that it's used in the responsible way. And doing that is not easy because a car can be a way of transportation and can be a deadly weapon. That's why we have regulation for the cars, we have inspection for the cars, we have all the laws and regulation for the street and for the signals and for traffic.
Mhm. And in Transformative AI, you discuss the state of the art in AI research across various domains. Could you highlight some key advancements of trends that you find particularly noteworthy or impactful?
What we are talking about now, and this is just today, they announced it in OpenAI. OpenAI is the leader in this field. They announced that text to video. For example, if I say, I would like to see so and so flying in space, they can create that video for you, given that the picture is available of that person. And that can be used, this is for the fun part, but the interesting part of it is it can be used for customer service. It can be used for helping the student, for example, in our case in the university, where in the past you have this linear chat, meaning question and answer, and very basic knowledge. But now you have something that will have a discussion with the student about their future, about their goals, understanding their records, understanding their performance, giving them advice. The other thing that you can have a customized learning for students who are having challenges in their learning. Companies are seeing the benefits, seeing the application. I call the 2024 is the year of the AI applications, because 2023 was the introduction of the AI. People trying to figure out what is this tool, how is it going to help me. It's fun to use it. Now the companies is asking the hard questions. Okay, so show me the pilot, and show me how it can help me to improve my performance. Now, just to summarize, what is so special about the AI, there are three things that the AI is doing better nowadays with the generative AI. The first one is the AI is making things, more, they're making things faster, more accurate, and cheaper. And this is why you see some of the layoffs, we hear about them in the industry, is actually based on that. Because why have to have 10, 20, 30, 40 people doing something? I can program one of those chatbots and can do the same thing. Now, one last point is that we need to understand where we are on the map of the AI. The AI has three categories. The first one is the narrow AI, and then you have the general AI, and there's the super AI. The narrow AI is the one that we already passed, which is the Alexa and the Siri, where you talk and have simple answers. Now we are in the general AI, where the human and the AI have the same intelligence. And the first one, which is the narrow, the human is smarter than the AI. The last one is the super, where the AI is smarter than the human, which is still a few years from here, but we are really advancing towards that.
Mm. And so one of the challenges you address in your book is ethical concerns surrounding AI. You mentioned deepfakes, for example. How do you suggest mitigating these concerns and ensuring that AI systems uphold ethical standards?
That's a very good question. It's very difficult. That's number one. We have to admit that. Australia just have a committee of academics and scientists that they can suggest some kind of regulation for the AI. Now, here's the problem with this. You cannot solve it with just one side of the coin. What I mean by that, the government cannot solve that one by itself. The companies cannot solve it by themselves. The users cannot deal with it by themselves. So you need some kind of coordination. The companies, for example, they can have a watermark, and I'm talking about a digital watermark that will alert somebody that this video was created by AI, or this picture, or this text, or this voice or sound. And there are many technical ways you can do that. And the other one is that you can have a website, and this is a suggestion by one of the representative here in California, saying that the big companies like OpenAI and Anthropic and all the big companies that in the AI field, they can have a website where you can upload the video, upload the picture, or the audio file, and they will tell you if this is created by human or created by AI with a certain percentage of accuracy. So that's from the side of the technology of the companies. From the side of the government, they have to understand it first, because the speed of the AI is really, really high. Here in Silicon Valley, we have seen the AI advance, twice, doubled every 6 months, and the number of the companies in the AI field doubles every 6 months. So it's expanding. So they cannot catch up this one. They have to understand it first, and then they have the regulation with understanding how that's the impact of this. You don't want to have too much regulation that will cripple the innovation. You want to make sure that you are really protecting the users, and the user at the same time they understand that you will have some videos that doesn't make any sense, or videos that it's questionable. Now I need to question that and make sure that this is not real.
Mhm. So another thing we discussed is impact of AI on jobs and society. You mentioned a lot of layoffs. So this is another important topic you cover. How do you see AI shaping the future of work, and what measures can be taken to ensure a smooth transition?
It's happened very fast. That's the case. It's not like the internet took us years to realize the value of the internet, and then the internet took a lot of jobs. There's no question about it. But at the same time, created more jobs, and you find a lot of people using the internet, to support themselves. The same thing can happen with AI. It's just a matter of the speed, how that transition going to happen. Um, a lot of jobs will be lost, especially the repetitive and the routine jobs. Jobs that related to creativity could be impacted. And to do something like this, I advise my student, I advise the people who ask me about it, you have to up skills, meaning don't be afraid of the AI, use it and know it, and make sure that you're really ahead of the game. It's like what happened with the internet. Use the internet and see how it's going to help you. And especially people in the technical field, they can add AI as one of their skills, and that's going to open the door for them for new jobs. At the same time, the AI revolution is not just for technical people. There are a lot of jobs that it's non-technical. Something has to do with how to write, the prompt, which is there is something called prompt engineer, which is somebody who is technically speaking not technical, not an engineer, but somebody who will make sure that the system understand what I'm talking about. If I say something in different ways, it's the same thing. I cannot fool the system. It's like the psychology of the AI, and this is can be done by technical or non-technical people.
Mhm. So bias in AI is another issue that you tackle. What steps can organizations take to identify and address bias in their AI systems?
That's another point. Transparency is very important, and there is a new branch in AI called explainable. Explainable AI meaning if the AI made a decision, I will know how the AI reached that decision, showing me it's not a box where I input the information and I get the answer and I have no idea how the AI reached that. There is something called explainable AI where the AI tell me I use this and this and this and this and this to get to this answer. And that's will show me, okay, so you use this source is biased. This source is tilted towards a certain group or a certain, country or a certain. So, and also the number two is the data that used to fuel the AI. The data itself is has to be fairly distributed. It's not just towards a certain countries or regions or group or level of education, and that's difficult now. It depends on how those countries and how the culture will accept that. Just to give you an idea about when I talk about the data, because the data is one of the three elements that initiated and ignited the revolution of the AI. The first one is the data. Number two is the hardware, which is like the NVIDIA H100 or the AMD, GPU, the graphical processing units. And the third one is the algorithm, which is the programming. We have Python, we have programming language that help us a lot with the AI. Now back to the data. The data is the fuel. That's so of the AI. For example, the ChatGPT 3.5, which is the free version, it was trained on 175 billion pieces of data. The ChatGPT 4.0, which is the paid version, is what trained on a trillion pieces of data. When you look at Facebook, they have their own Llama 2, which is their own internal model for the similar to ChatGPT. It was trained in 2 trillion pieces of data. So the more data you train on it, the more diverse the data, the better the result will be. That's going to minimize the bias, and the human check through the explainable AI is going to make sure that we have some kind of understanding why it's telling me this while the truth is something else.
Mhm. And so you discussed the transformative potential of AI in various industries such as healthcare, finance, or education. Can you provide examples of how AI is revolutionizing these sectors?
For the healthcare, it's a matter of having a trained system that will give you some kind of recommendations. Diagnostic will be done by the doctor, but they can look at the X-ray and tell the doctor that, oh, there is an area that maybe the doctor did not see it, but is going to alert them for that. Same thing, giving options, for people to be healthy based on their medical records. It's you having some kind of an intelligent assistant. He or she will tell you that, okay, so what are you doing is wrong. The reason for this, so and so, you have to do something else. The education is very prominent in the case of helping with the research, and also customizing the education, because we have some students who have some challenges. So instead of giving them or making them feel they're isolated or they're different, the system will give them a specific question, specific techniques, because the AI, especially tools like ChatGPT, they can act. They can have a role of acting like a teacher, like a tutor, like teaching assistant. And you can say, okay, I want you to explain this one and step by step, and then the system can explain, okay, so this is what happens. Not going to give the answer, but they're going to interact with the student, telling the student, why did you do this step or do the other step? So it's like me sitting next to the student, but now you have one program sitting with 100 students and doing exactly the same thing. That's an example of that one. And you can apply this one to all the other fields, whether it is the, the health or the education or the government or the elections or the customer service, you name it. Um,
Mm-hmm.
the power of the AI as a tool is when you add it anywhere, it's upgrade that service, take it to the next level, make it faster, accurate, with the very minimum cost.
Mm-hmm. And so, as AI continues to evolve, what emerging trends or applications do you foresee having the most significant impact in the next decade?
Making it move, because robots, that will be the next wave for that.
Okay.
We are talking about the AI can now talk and see, and of course type and all the senses except the movement. Now, if we can take the same intelligence and have it in a robot that will be going around in the factories, houses, traffic, and have this brain of the uh, generative AI, you can see an improvement now, because it is now static. It's not moving. It's not leaving the. You have it in your phone, you have it in the laptop, but you don't have it in a robot. There's a lot of promises about this, and also in the factories, if you can install it in every one of those assembly lines, they can make a decision about what tools and how to do it. There's a faster way of doing the process. All of this will be an upgrade, which take you to the same definition about AI. You inject AI in any industry, it's going to upgrade it.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So, for readers interested in leveraging AI, what key takeaway or advice would you offer them from your book?
I mean, make sure that you have an open mind about it. This is a developing, field. There will be a lot of new technologies. There will be a lot of advancements. You're going to see the interaction between text and video and image all the time. You can see a lot of use of that one in everyday life very soon, because again, 2024 is the year of the application. People love it now. They're asking, how can we use it, where we can use it, and what we use it for. The open mind about it, and also don't be afraid of it. It's actually a tool that's going to make many things of the task we are doing much easier for us. And you can ask any of my students, once they start using it in their research, when they start using it on understanding few of the concepts, it made it much more easier for them to go to the next level. So it's going to free your mind and time for a higher levels of thinking or high levels of task. And that's the whole goal of the artificial intelligence, is the human can do something which is higher than the artificial intelligence.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I think that's a great takeaway. Thank you, Professor, again for joining me. It was a pleasure.
Thank you so much, Anne.
And I will link to the book Transformative AI down in the description, so be sure to check it out. Thank you.
Thanks. Thank you.